Alright,
It's going.
Yep.
Should be the red dot going?
Okay, yeah. Doug, open the door before Doug goes. Well, we can cut this stuff. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can cut this.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. Have you ever, any of you guys ever wanted to be in a big Hollywood movie?
Yes, sir.
Do you know who I am? I'm Doug Fenton. I'm a big deal. I'm a big Hollywood actor. I've lost all my actors, guys. We're doing this huge movie. It's going to be a cinematographic masterpiece. Can you guys help me? You'll be well compensated.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do this.
For sure, let's
You
go.
guys are Tom Cruise, so. Okay. Can you do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So here's the deal. We're doing this great sailing sequence. You're going to be out there sailing on the lake, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're going to capsize, and you're going to have to bring it back. Okay? Do you guys think you can handle that?
Yeah, we can do this.
So our objective today in this movie is to learn the proper steps to recover from a capsize. Action. All right. So before we get going, we got to do some terminology first, guys. So we're going to learn how to recover from a capsize. So I'll quickly run through all the important steps to know, so you guys can act this out too. An absolute masterpiece. So the first thing we got to make sure we understand is the difference between a capsize and a turtle. Obviously, when you're sailing normally along, your boat's in an upright position with your sail vertical up from the hull of the boat. When you capsize, however, your sail is going to collapse onto the water with the hull sticking up here. As you can see, the centerboard sticking out here, and that's how you're eventually going to right the boat. But we'll get to that in a minute. A turtle, on the other hand, is when the mast of the boat is pointing straight down into the water, and the entire hull is exposed. Now, turtles are a lot harder to recover from than a capsize. So whenever possible, we want to try to avoid a capsize from turning into a turtle. But we'll see that in a second. Okay? You guys got that so far, I think?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Makes sense.
So, we're going to go into our shooting sequence for the day. So this is all the scenes we're going to shoot today. So, the most important thing, so you're sailing along on the lake one day, you're having a great time, and then all of a sudden in our scene, bam, you're capsized over in the water. So the first important thing to remember after you capsize is, first and foremost, you want to make sure everyone's okay. You want to get untangled from the boat, make sure you're not wrapped in any lines, make sure your partner is okay as well. In the event that you were ever not okay, it's important that you use your whistle to alert the stunt crew that you're not okay, right? And they'll come to your assistance. Once everyone's okay, we want to start to go on with the rest of the scene and make sure that we can get this boat back up as quickly as possible, because we want to spend as much time as we can sailing. So, first things first, once everyone's okay, we want to swim to the boat and grab onto the centerboard that I demonstrated to you guys earlier. Now this is going to make sure that we prevent a turtle, because as I said before, it's much more difficult to bring a boat up from a turtle than it is from a capsize. Yeah. We'll talk in a minute about what you would do if it turtled during our shoot. So, once you've stabilized the boat, you want to make sure one person out of your two-person boat, since we're sailing a double-handed boat today, holds onto the centerboard. The other person is going to want to swim around to the other side of the boat and make sure the jib sail and the main sail are uncleated. Now the reason we want to do this is because when you guys bring it back up eventually, if the jib or the main sail is cleated, the boat's going to want to sail away on its own power, and you guys are going to have to swim after it. It's not what we want in our movie, and that's not what we want when we're sailing. So, once we've uncleated the jib and the mainsail, our next step is to swim the bow of the boat into the wind. Now again, the reason why we do this is so when we right it, it's not going to sail away under its own power. A boat that's pointing to irons, obviously, the sails are just going to luff around, and it's not going to sail away under its own power. So, next step is perhaps the most important step. Once we have the bow of the boat into the wind, we have everything set up, we're going to actually want to bring the boat up to the right. This is going to be the hardest part of our shoot today. It's going to be the hardest part of our stunt. So, the way that you're going to do that is you're going to swim to the dagger board or the centerboard of the boat, and you're going to grab onto it. By pulling yourself up onto the centerboard and pushing down and pulling it down towards the water, just like in this diagram right here, the boat's going to slowly try to rise up to a vertical position with the mainsail flying straight, vertically, and the hull of the boat normally like it would be in the water. Now, if it's really windy out, there is some risk that your boat would just dump right away again. So another trick that we can do is you can have the other person on your boat, while one of you is riding the boat, swim around to the other side of the boat and hang on to the hiking straps. This way, when the person one rights the boat will scoop person two up into the boat, and one of you will be in the boat to be able to control it. So that's one of our techniques that we can do if the conditions for our shoot today aren't as optimal. So once our boat's in an upright position, we want to climb in at the stern of the boat. So the reason why we climb in at the stern, which we learned yesterday, guys, is the back of the boat, is because that's the lowest part of the boat in the back of the transom. And we climb in there because it'll be easier for you to lift yourself up into the boat. Once you're back into the boat, you're going to bail and sail. So if you have any water in your boat, you're going to bail it out, you're going to untangle any lines, and you're going to get back under your way. Now, so does everyone get that so far? Sound pretty good?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to get this movie shoot nailed in one shot because we're on a really tight timeline here. Also, I want to mention one thing. If in the event your boat was ever to turtle, the steps are a little bit different. So if your boat turtles, instead of being with the hull sticking out of the water like that, as I said before, it's going to be sticking straight down, like so. So there's another step that you have to do first. So you're going to go through your normal steps. So you're going to make sure everyone's okay. But instead of swimming to the boat to prevent the turtle, your first step is going to be try to bring the boat from a turtle position to a capsize position. Then you're going to go back to step 3 here and uncleat the jib, untangle any lines, swim the bow of the boat to the wind, right the boat using the technique that we showed you, and climb in at the stern, bail and sail. Now turtling's a little bit harder to right from, so it might take 2 of you pulling on the centerboard and applying your weight, pulling back with your back straight so you're not arching your back and hurting your back, pulling towards you down into the water. You guys think you can shoot this?
I think we got it.
Alright, so let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, you and you. We'll try you first, okay? So come on out here. Come on out here. This is big. This is gonna be my magnus
Move it or
opus.
lose it.
This is my magnus opus, guys. Okay. So we'll set the scene. We'll set the scene with emotion, guys. With emotion here. So you're out on the lake sailing.
All right.
Take your position.
Sailing.
Andrew, you're going to be our skipper today. Matt, you're going to be our crew. You're out on the lake sailing. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, the birds are chirping.
Oh yeah,
The wind's blowing. It's a nice day. You're sailing a beautiful laser Pico, and you're having the time of your life.
Fantastic.
Oh no! Oh my God! All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a big gust of wind, and you're done. You're in the water. Okay. Okay. So what's your first step, guys?
Are you okay?
Are you okay, dude?
Perfect. So you
okay?
made sure that everyone's okay. What's the next step?
Swim to the boat and prevent the turtle.
Excellent. So how do you want to do that? What do you want to grab onto?
Grab the centerboard.
The centerboard and the gunnel is absolutely correct. Okay, so one of you is going to stay in that position. What's our next step?
Swim around and uncleat the jib and the mainsail.
Okay, and why do you want to do that?
So the boat doesn't sail away.
Absolutely. So one of you stay on the centerboard, the other one of you
Alright,
swim around and do that.
I'm swimming. I'm swimming.
Do it. Good job.
I'm unclipped.
Okay, so your sails are uncleated, so now when you bring them up, they will luff. Perfect. So what's our next step?
Swim the bow to the wind.
Swim the boat the bow of the
And why
wind.
do we do that?
So it doesn't sail away.
Exactly. You guys are greatest actors I've ever worked with.
Alright. Let's go. Move the boat. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
we're
It's
good.
pointed
Alright.
straight in irons. That's excellent.
Perfect.
There we go.
All right. So what's our next step? This is the trickiest part.
Right the boat.
Right the boat.
So how are you going to do that?
Grab the centerboard.
You're going to climb up onto the centerboard.
Climb the centerboard. Oh yeah. Climb the centerboard.
Climb it down.
And bring it down the sides.
Just bring it
Absolutely. So what could you do if it was really windy out?
You get someone to go
Hold
on
on to
the other side.
Yes,
Jump
hold on
in.
to the hiking
And jump in.
straps.
On the hiking
scoops them
straps.
in.
And
There you
scoops
go.
me in.
All right, so write it up. Scoop into the boat.
Write
You're in
it
the
up.
boat.
Oh,
Okay, so Matt, now you have to get into the boat. How do you do that? Where do you get in?
Centerboard.
Where do you get in?
From the
stern.
From the
Stern,
stern. That's
there we go.
absolutely correct.
Climb up the stern.
Jump in.
Huh.
Alright.
And what's your next step? You're in the boat.
Bail.
Sail.
Oh, there we go.
And scene.
Amazing.
Guys, that was absolutely
Thank
excellent.
you.
I have to say, of all the actors I've ever worked with, you guys are among the best.
Thank you, sir.
Can we return to our classroom position quickly?
Absolutely. Phil, where are you?
Now, guys, I have to say, I know you were working on with some pretty limited space in here, but as soon as we get the CGI in, it'll be good to go.
That's good.
So I think that's all today. So I'm gonna fire that extra. I'm gonna fire him. Oh my goodness, guys, this is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. The movie's ruined. The movie is absolutely ruined.
What's up?
Our shooting schedule for tomorrow, we're doing this exact same scene again, except we're doing it in hurricane force winds. And it's going to make for a great scene. But someone's messed up our shooting schedule. The actors for tomorrow, they're going to have no idea what to do in the correct order. Oh, you know what? Can you guys do me a favor? Just to check to make sure that everything's sunk in today. Can you put the order that we would perform the capsize recovery, the proper steps, in the correct order from left to right?
Yeah.
Andrew, do you think you can do that for me?
Sure.
That's good.
Give it a shot.
So
We'll
help me out here, guys.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
we
make
got-
sure everyone's okay.
Yeah. Number one.
So that's going to be your first thing, absolutely. So safety first. And guys, what would you do?
Oh,
Yeah, we're good.
What would you do if someone wasn't okay?
blow the whistle.
You blow the whistle.
Stunt
That's
crew.
absolutely
Yeah, we gotta
true.
get our stunt crew.
Alright.
Okay, so step one's complete. What's your second step?
Swim to boat and prevent the turtle.
Yeah, absolutely. Swim to the centerboard to prevent the turtle. Now, let's say hypothetically it did turtle. How would you write it to a capsized position?
I get two people
Okay, both
yanking on it.
people pulling down
Pulling down
the
on
centerboard.
Absolutely, guys. You guys are the best crew I've ever worked with. All right. What's your next step?
alright,
Step
next
number
one.
three.
I would say unclear the jib.
Yeah,
and
I'd
then
make sure it doesn't
sail away if we get it up, so
Yeah.
complete the jib.
Absolutely. Excellent.
Alright.
swim the bow.
We got next. We got
Bound to win.
Yeah.
Swim the bow into the wind. And again, why would we do that?
Make sure it's sailing well.
Because you know what? That's the name of the game, right?
Alright.
And well, next we gotta rate the boat before we can climb in.
on the
Yeah, we gotta write the
Right. And again, if it was super windy outside and you were worried about the boat flopping around or sailing away under its own power, capsizing again right after you righted it, how could you deal with that?
Get someone to hop in on the other side right when you're flipping it over.
Right, so one person would hold onto the hiking straps, the other person would right the boat, pulling down on the centerboard, climbing onto the centerboard, holding onto the gunnels and pushing down towards the water, and you would end up in the boat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's our second to last step here?
We gotta climb in before we bail and sail.
Yes, absolutely. So where are you going to climb in?
Lowest part of the boat, which would be
Yes,
the stern.
absolutely. That's the easiest place to climb in on most boats.
And then
And last, but certainly not least,
bail and sail.
Bail and sail.
My favorite part.
I'm gonna toss it here.
There you go. There we go.
excellent, guys.
Done.
Perfect. So take a seat for one last minute. So I just want to review what we learned today, guys. So today our objective was to film an absolutely amazing movie. You guys did a tremendous job. I think I'm going to post it up on YouTube.
There you go.
Just to give the fans a little flavor of what a big Hollywood
pretty
cinema production is like. So our objective here was to learn the proper steps to recover from a capsize. And actually, in actuality, you guys also learned how to properly recover from a turtle. So you guys did an absolutely amazing job. It's going to be an amazing movie. And thank you guys so much for helping me out. It was really in a bind.
No problem.
This is
Thank you.
probably going to be my 4th or 5th Oscar. So, you know, it's a nice.
Well, thank you.
That's
No.
good. Awesome.
Happy to help.
It's a wrap. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.